Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? Okay, cool. So we are live on Facebook and YouTube both. We are here for the first podcast ever. I don't know if this podcast is going to be called NFL Boy Podcast. I'm just waiting until we get some good names for the podcast. I think I posted on my community tab. You guys giving me suggestions for the podcast. I'm not really sure whether I did or not. So if I didn't, I'll go check tonight and do that for sure. But anyways, episode 1 of the podcast, we're going to be doing our takes of the Super Bowl. How did we think the Super Bowl went? And we're going to be taking a look at the top 15 free agents that's set to become free agents this season. We'll tell you whether we think they're going to get tagged or not, and if they do become free agents, what teams they would fit best on. So let's make sure, or let's go into Facebook and see if anybody's commented in the group yet. Or let's go into the group. Okay, no, nobody's posted in the group on Facebook yet. What's up to the 3 people watching us right now? Anyways, guys, so our takes on the Super Bowl, man. I mean, the only thing I really got to say about the Super Bowl is that was a hell of a first half for the San Francisco 49ers. I thought the San Francisco 49ers was going to run away with the game. But if you watch that first half compared to the second half, their problem was they ran the shit out of Christian McCaffrey in the first half, and that's why the Chiefs defense couldn't stop them because they were running. And then when Brock Purdy went to go throw the ball, he had open people because the run was setting that up. And the second half, I'm not sure why Kyle Shanahan backed away from that. But he was like, yeah, we're not going to throw the ball as much. I mean, we're not going to run the ball as much. We're going to throw it. And the Chiefs defense kind of started, getting used to that. And they were like, oh, okay, they're going to throw the ball. So the defense started shutting them down and shit. And, man, it was just a mess. I don't know. It was just really sad to me how you had that good of a first quarter, or first half, I mean, and then you fell apart in the second half. Like they could not do anything. And I kept on telling everyone, I was like, watch out, because Patrick Mahomes is going to do Patrick Mahomes things. And that's exactly what he did. He took over the game. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs on their second Super Bowl in a row. And I'm going to go ahead and get the 2024 NFL free agents. That is way too much.
It's salted caramel.
Listen, no, that has a cinnamon flavor.
Well, I'm putting it in the bathroom.
All right. Which one should we run here? Should we do CBS Sports? You guys let me know. Should we do CBS Sports or should we do PFF? CBS Sports or PFF? Which one do we think? All right, I guess we're going to do PFF. So that way we're not wasting too much time here. All right, so does it give rankings of where they think they could go? Okay, hang on. Let me go see. The CBS Sports give rankings of where they think that they could go. Okay, so I guess we'll do CBS Sports. CBS Sports doesn't give a prediction of which team they think that they're going to go to, but they do, however, give a prediction of where they think that how much money they're going to make. So I guess we'll do CBS Sports All right, let's share CBS Sports here. Yes, okay, that's perfect. You guys can see it. Okay, there we go. That's even more perfect. All right, so number one is Chris Jones, which honestly, he has to be number one. He's Kansas City, by far, Kansas City's best defensive player. He's only 29 years old, too. They have him projected at getting a 3-year, $84.5 million contract to $28.1 million per year. Honestly, I could see this, and there is a lot of teams in the market that needs a defensive tackle help. I know New England's probably going to be in the midst to get Chris Jones if he really does hit the open market. We could always use another defensive tackle to go alongside Christian Barmore and Matthew Judon. I could see Jacksonville Jaguars also trying to get on a defensive tackle. I could also see Indianapolis Colts trying to get in on a defensive tackle. I could really see Jacksonville Jaguars getting in on it if you see the guy right here that's set to become a free agent, Josh Allen. If he does hit the open market, I could really see Jacksonville Jaguars trying to get Chris Jones. But yeah, there's going to be quite a few teams in the mix. Now it says that he wants 3 years, $84.5 million. I'm sorry, but if I was a team like New England or Jacksonville or something, I'm hopping all over that. 3 years for only $84.5 million. That's nothing, man, especially for a dude with his kind of talent. Yeah, that's incredible. Anyways, number 2 is Kirk Cousins, Minnesota Vikings. He's set to become a free agent. He's going to be the age of 35 right now. I think by the time the season starts next year, he's going to be 36. I'm not entirely sure on that. He's set to get a 3-year, $118.8 million contract, $39.6 million per year. Again, I could see teams like New England being in the mixture. New England's looking for a quarterback. Teams like Atlanta Falcons is going to be in the mix. Teams like who's a couple more teams that's looking for quarterbacks? New England, Atlanta. I would say the New York Jets, but they got Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. I could see maybe Chicago getting in the midst. I don't really know. Chicago might be getting in the midst. They could possibly try to get them. Now my only thing is with New England, I would be fine with us signing a veteran and also drafting one because our rookie could set behind our veteran. But if we're New England, do we really want to sign Kirk Cousins to a 3-year, $118.8 million contract, considering that we might only use him for 1 year or less? That I don't know. So there's a couple of teams that I could see getting in the mixture there. New England, like I said, Atlanta, maybe Arizona, depending on what they do with Kyler Murray. I don't know. There could be quite a few teams getting in the midst there for Kirk Cousins. Now, I would not be shocked if Kirk Cousins goes to a team that we did not project to even think about taking him. That's normally what happens in free agency in free agency in the NFL. Anyways, number 3, Josh Allen. He's the Jacksonville Jaguars edge. He's only 26 years old. He's set to get a 5-year, $118.6 million, 21.7 per year. Again, man, I could see teams like New England, especially with pairing him with Matthew Judon. Dude, that would be electric in New England. I could see New England. I could see Indianapolis. I could see Jacksonville, of course, trying to re-sign him. I could see I'm pretty sure there's other teams. Kansas City would definitely be in the midst for Josh Allen if they do end up losing Chris Jones. But man, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of teams in the midst for defensive players this year. I feel like And Josh Allen, man, he's one of the most electric edge players in the game right now, and he's only 26 years old. So you love to see it for the Kentucky boy. But yeah, man, Josh Allen is a beast, and I could really see quite a few teams being in the mixture for him there. All right, T. Higgins, Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver. He's only 24 years old. He's set to get a 4-year, $66.3 million contract, making $16.5 million per year. Bring him over to New England right now. I don't give a fuck. T. Higgins is a true number one wide receiver. He's what New England has been looking for. New England and maybe teams like Atlanta. I don't know. Would you consider Drake London a true number one? I don't know. I don't know if he's meet that stature yet or not. But T. Higgins, man, he's a true number one. And I feel like New England and only a handful of other teams are without a true number one wide receiver. And that's the one thing New England's missing, man. I think if we get a true number one wide receiver and a really, really good quarterback, we could be right back in the mixture of making the playoffs next year, and we might even be Super Bowl caliber, especially if we get someone like T. Higgins. Oh man, just imagine if we do go out, draft someone like Jaden Daniels or someone like that, or we do sign Kirk Cousins or something in the offseason, and we got T. Higgins to pair with them, and that's their number one. Oh man, T. Higgins is about to fuck shit up in New England. So, dude, I would love to see T. Higgins come to New England personally. Honestly, I really would. T. Higgins come to New England personally. But yeah. Anyways, on to number 5, Jalen Johnson. He's a cornerback out of Chicago Bears. He's set to get a 5-year, $78.7 million deal. He's making $15.7 million per year. Honestly, I got to go watch more tape on this guy. I don't even know who he is. But considering that they have him projected to make that much money, he must be really, really good. So I'm going to say that he does not slip away from Chicago, especially with them already have given up 2 players. They dropped 2 players. They dropped Eddie Jackson or Eddie. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Eddie Jackson is his name. And some offensive lineman, I forget his name now. But yeah, that was 2 massive drops for Chicago. So I do not see this guy walking anywhere. But if they do, people that could be in the mix is, again, New England. We need a true number one cornerback. That's the one thing that we're missing. Christian Gonzalez could become that, but who knows if he is. I could see New England being in the mix. I could see Chicago being in the mix to try to get him. I could see Kansas City being in the midst if they lose Snead. I could see, I don't know, another handful of teams. I feel like Indianapolis could be in the mix. I don't think they have a true number one cornerback. There could be a lot of teams in the midst here. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of teams in the midst for defensive players this year. So the only thing I'm concerned about is I haven't heard of this guy too much. Maybe it's because he plays for Chicago and they're an underrated team, or whatever. Or, some people would say they suck. But to give this guy 5 years, $78.7 million, I don't know if I would do that. And right there's Coach Harbaugh getting introduced as the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers, and they could be in the midst for this guy as well because they need a true number one cornerback as well. All right, on to the next one, Brian Burns. I do not see him going anywhere, but if he does, man, is his market about to be open wide as he plays for the Carolina Panthers. Currently, he's an edge. He's only 25 years old. He's projected to get a 5-year, $108.7 million contract, making $21.7 million per year. If this dude does become a free agent, I would love for New England to sign him. He would be a beast. I don't know. It came in the mail. I don't even know. Mm-hmm. Anyways, yeah, Brian Burns would be a beast in New England. Again, to pair him alongside Matthew Judon, and he's only 25, and Matthew Judon's only, 30-something? I'd be down for that. You know, I don't know. I don't know. There would be quite a few teams. Like, again, I don't want to repeat myself, but people like Cincinnati. I mean, people like Indianapolis and maybe Atlanta Falcons, because they need a whole U-Haul redone on their defense. But yeah, people like Indianapolis, New England, Atlanta, Carolina is obviously going to be in the midst. They're not going to let him walk unless they absolutely have to let him walk. A team that I just named by accident, Cincinnati, could be in the midst. I could also see Cleveland being in the midst. Pittsburgh might be in the midst. Buffalo might be in the midst. Miami might be in the midst, especially if they lose Christian Watson, who we're getting ready to talk about here in just a few minutes. There would be a shitload of teams in the mixture for Brian Burns. I mean, I think teams that don't even necessarily need him, but think he would be better than the edge that they got now, will get in the mix as well. Because Brian Burns, again, he's only 25, and he's one of the most studied edge rushers that we got in the game right now. All right, Justin, I don't even know how the fuck to pronounce his last name, so I'm not even going to try. He plays for the Baltimore Ravens. He's a defensive tackle. He is at the age of 26. He's projected to get a 4-year, $81.2 million deal, $20.3 per year. Again, man, I'm going to have to study this guy. I've never heard of him before. And you would have thought, especially with Baltimore being the number 1 seed and them making the playoffs and shit, you would have maybe heard about this guy. Maybe I did. Maybe I just need to see a picture of him or something. But to be honest, I don't remember that guy. I don't remember him. But yeah, I mean, if he's a good defensive tackle, again, I could see New England getting in the mix. Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Atlanta, because again, they need to rebuild their whole defense. Now, I don't know what all these teams' cap space is looking like, so I'd obviously have to go in and explore what their cap space is looking like. But yeah, there's gonna be a handful of teams in the mixture of needing defensive help this offseason. Maybe even Philadelphia would be in the mixture. Who knows? Christian Watson out of Miami. He's a defensive tackle. He's 28 years old. 4-year, $80.9 million deal. He's set to make $20.2 per year. Now, again, I'd be fine with this because Christian Watson is a studded, or Christian Wilkins, sorry about that, not Watkins or whatever I was saying. Christian Wilkins is a really good defensive tackle, but is he worth 4 years because he's already 28? That would make it 29, 30, 31, 32. Yeah, he would be 32 years old by the time he became a free agent again with whatever team he said as, hey, bro, I like the new haircut. That's nice. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. I'm excited. I'll be back one day, and I got a new air mattress to sleep on. And oh, my God. But, yeah, anyways, Christian Watson's, man, is another name to watch out for. All right, guys, I'm just going to speed through these next handful here because I don't want this, podcast to be taking too long. Anthony Winfield Jr., he plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's a safety, 25 years old. He's projected to get a 4-year, $74.5 million deal, $18.5 million. Again, man, he is a stud. I know this guy. And if you do sign him, I would love for New England to get in the mixture for him. Not only because we need safety, but this man can play anything. He can play safety. He can play not linebacker. He can play safety, cornerback, whatever position you need him to play. This guy can just about play any position. He is smaller. I think he's only like 5 foot something. Let's see. Maybe. Yeah, he's 5'9", 203. But dude, this guy is a stud. He can play anywhere. Play cornerback, play whatever you need him to play. And he can play just about anything, man. Wow. So yeah, all those teams I just named off to you earlier, Indianapolis, Atlanta, New England, Jacksonville, almost all of them are going to be in the mixture for this guy. That's why I just stopped naming people, because over half these are defensive players, and it's because a whole lot of teams are going to need defensive players this year. So yeah, anyways, Michael Pittman Jr. again. Michael Pittman Jr., I don't know if I would consider him a true number one, but he is definitely a stud number two and could possibly be a number one. He definitely would be a number one on New England. Anyways, he plays for the Indianapolis Colts currently. He's a wide receiver, 26 years old. He's projected to get a 4-year, $90.8 million, $22.7 million per year. Again, I would be willing to give Michael Pittman a 4-year, $90.8 million for what he puts up. Hell yeah. Michael Pittman is in everything, do it all for New England. I mean, for Indianapolis type thing. So I don't see New England letting him go, but I mean, Indianapolis letting him go. But if they do, Indianapolis would be in the mixture. New England would be in the mixture. Atlanta would be in the mixture. Minnesota could be in the mixture, trying to get someone to pair alongside with Justin Jefferson. But I mean, they almost already found that in their fucking rook. What's his name again? I forget his fucking name. The dude that they drafted out of the draft this year. I forget his name now. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of teams in the mixtures for a lot of these players this year. Again, it's going to all depend on their Huh? Goodbye, Trey. Anyways, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of teams. Now, I am gonna look up some of these teams over the next couple of days with Span. I'm gonna be looking up these teams, cap space, and I will be posting them in the community tab. Nice. What's up to the 4 people in chat? Guys, make sure you're smashing that like button if you haven't already, as Daniel Hunter is going to set to become a free agent again. Again, none of these, guys, for the 4 people in here, none of these are set to go. The free agency isn't even until, hang on, let me go see again when the free agency is. It's Monday, March 11th. So none of these players would become free agents until Monday, March 11th at 4 p.m. That's when teams could actually start signing these guys. So this is just my prediction and CBS's prediction of who's going to be free agents and where they could go and how much money they would earn. But again, a lot of teams, a lot of the same teams, so I'm not going to name them again, would be in the same mixture of this guy. Daniel Hunter is a really good edge rusher. He's one of the top tier in the NFL. Now, he is 29 years old. So, I mean, $60.1 million is reasonable for a 29-year-old. So, you know. All right, as L'Jarius Sneed, he plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's a cornerback. He's only 26 years old. He's projected to get 4-year, $47.3 million. $11.8 million per year. Dude, if that's what he's projected to get, sign me up. Bring him over to New England if he hits the open market. L'Jarius Sneed actually tweeted out, fun fact, he tweeted out just a couple of days ago that Kansas City is not going to have enough to sign him and Christian Jones or Chris Jones. So one of them is going to be walking. And if L'Jarius Sneed walks, dude, I would like to see him in New England. I feel like he would be a top tier cornerback for us. And we would only have to pay him $47.3 million for 4 years. That's only $24 million per year. Sign me up. I mean, sorry, I was reading that wrong. That was for Mike Evans. He gets a $47.3 million contract over 4 years, and he's only projected to make $11.8 million per year. So sign me up for that. I'd be down for that. All right, another one. Mike Evans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, wide receiver. He's 30 years old, 4 year, $96.3 million, and he's projected to get $24 million per year. I feel like if Mike Evans does go, he's going to follow Baker Mayfield. He's going to follow Baker Mayfield. Now, granted, this was a off year for Mike Evans, but, I mean, do not get Mike Evans wrong, man. He still had a great year this year. He had an even better year the last 2 years prior to this with Tom Brady, and he was still an outstanding player with Jameis Winston when Jameis Winston was there all those years in Tampa Bay. So Mike Evans has proven that he is a true number one. I would love to see him in New England, but again, the thing is do we want to bring somebody in that's already in their prime? He's already 30 years old, 96.3. We could see another reminiscence of bringing over Randy Moss. So do we want to do that? I don't know. I mean, maybe we know how good Randy Moss was for us New England fans. So I'd be down for that. But yeah, there's going to be the same teams in the midst. New England, probably Indianapolis, especially if they lose Michael Pittman. Houston might be in the midst for a wide receiver this year. Who knows? Maybe they feel like they need to get a true number one for CJ Stroud. Although I think that one guy proved that he could be a true number one. What the fuck is his name? I forget his name now. The dude that outshined at towards the middle of the year, and he just took over. But yeah, anyways, Leonard Williams is set to become a free agent. He plays for the Seattle Seahawks right now. He's a defensive tackle, 29 years old, 3 years, $44.5 million deal is what he's projected to get, and he's projected to get $14.8 million per year. So again, man, I would be down for this. I would be down for New England to bring him over. Is this the Leonard Williams that used to play for the No, it's not. Okay. I was gonna say, is that the one that used to play for the what the fuck is their name? The New York Jets, but it's not. But yeah, anyways, yeah, again, he's a really good player, a really good defensive tackle. Now I feel like some of these players are going to get overpaid. We'll just have to wait and see who gets overpaid, because they're saying that these players are projected to get that. But we know if a team really wants that player, they will push and go out and beyond and give that player way too much money that they should not have had. But anyways, Kendall Fuller is set to become a free agent. He plays for the Washington Commanders right now. He's a cornerback, 28 years old, 3 year, $42.2 million deal, $14 million per year. I don't know. I kind of don't want Kendall Fuller, man. I feel like Kendall Fuller has been an okay wide receiver his entire year. Played for the New York Giants. Okay. Thank you, Card. I knew he played for one of the New York teams. I just couldn't remember who it was for. I was thinking the New York Jets for some reason. So thank you, Card, for that. But yeah, anyways, Kendall Fuller, like I said, man, he's been okay his entire year or his entire career. But I feel like if he's trying to shut down someone big like Stephon Diggs or, you know, a true number one, like someone like Stephon Diggs or T. Higgins or someone like that, he gives up way too much fucking yardage, man. Way too much yardage. So I don't know. I kind of don't want Kendall Fuller. That might be foolish of me. But if I was New England, I would kind of steer away from Kendall Fuller. But watch, now that I said that, we'll sign Kendall Fuller. Anyways, going above and beyond and going down to 16 because I want to talk about this man real quick. Chase Young is set to become a free agent. San Francisco 49ers edge. He's 24 years old. He's set to get a 2-year, $27.3 million deal, making $13.6 million over those 2 years. Sign me up. Check. Come to New England, baby. We would love to have Chase Young. Pair him alongside Matthew Judon. Oh my God, man. Chase Young and Matthew Judon would be nasty. Dude, I'm surprised that San Francisco hasn't given him a contract extension. Now, I get when they traded for him from Washington, he didn't play great all year long after they got him. But in that Super Bowl, man, he was making a difference. Him and fucking, why am I blanking here? Nick Bosa, or not Nick Bosa, maybe Nick Bosa, the other really good edge rusher for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm pretty sure it's Nick Bosa. Anyways, him and Chase Young were lighting up Patrick Mahomes in that first half. Like I said, they disappeared in the second, but in that first half, man, wow, oh my. Chase Young had an outstanding first half quarter of the Super Bowl. All right, guys, that is my takes. Feel free to comment down in the comments below or in the live stream right now and give me your opinions on how you think the Super Bowl went. Did you think the game was rigged? Did you not? To be honest, I'm over the rigged shit, man. I'm just sick and tired of it. Just shut up and just accept that some teams are better than others, and that's just the way it's going to be. You know, I'm just over it, man. I didn't want Kansas City to win either, just as much as everybody else, but I'm not going to sit around and say the NFL's rigged and all this bullshit and all that bullshit. But anyways, yeah, let me know who you or what you thought of the Super Bowl, and let me know also in the comments of what you are hoping that your team does in the offseason. Who are you hoping that your team gets in the offseason? Is it one of the 15 top free agents that I just named, or are you hoping that your team gets someone else that I didn't name? Let me know down in the comments below who you're hoping that your team gets. Anyways, until episode 2, we'll be doing it either Friday or Saturday night of next week. Anyways, until then, I'm out of here. Peace. Have a good weekend, everybody. Oh, yeah, real quick. Before I get out of here, I wanted to let everyone know, everyone that's on Facebook right now, I wanted to let know. Everyone on YouTube, I wanted to let know right now. If you're on Facebook, make sure that you come over to YouTube, search up NFL Boy Games. I'm going live right now on there. And I'm going to live stream Fortnite for probably about 3-4 hours or whatever. So make sure that you stop on by. I think Kansas City is a dynasty like the Patriots. I was rooting for Kansas City to win. As a Seahawks fan, I did not want to see the San Francisco to win. Yeah, I agree, Card. I really think that KC is building a dynasty too, like New England. I really do. I really do. And it's really sad to see because, you know, I hate Kansas City, but I really think they're building a dynasty like New England had, man. I'm just hoping Patrick Mahomes, you know, we all know Patrick Mahomes is the second best quarterback to Brady. He's already proven that. He's by far the best quarterback in the league right now. And I don't expect anything to change. I'm just hoping he does not beat Brady. He's already at what, 3-4 rings now or some shit. I think he's at 3 rings now or something. But anyways, guys, yeah, come on by to my gaming channel, NFL Boy Games. Make sure you check it out. We'll be over there live playing. Thank you, Michael, for posting it. There is the link to my gaming channel. Make sure to come on by. We will be playing some Fortnite for the next couple of hours. Anyways, guys, I am out of here. If you're on Facebook, make sure that you get on YouTube, type up NFL Boy Games. Anyways, guys, I am out of here. Until next week, peace.